Hi, welcome to JustCommonSense.com. My name's Brian Harrison. Hey guys, we're going to talk about a couple things right now. As I'm speaking, we're hearing Joe Biden out there talking about his Build Back Better program. Well, let's look at the history of the last 10 months of Joe Biden. What has he done? Yes, I paused because I want you to think about it. What has he done? First of all, let's talk about his success. I have 0 there. Let's talk about his failures. Inflation going through the roof. A chip shortage going on all over and not being addressed by Joe Biden. Because of the chip shortage, as you guys know, there are car shortages, truck shortages, all kinds of stuff. When you're trying to get a car or truck, you can't get one right now. It takes time. It's hard to get a car or truck right now because of this. This should not be the case. Let's also go into this. We've already heard that Christmas and the holidays will be a problem because kids aren't going to be able to get certain gifts because certain toys, certain computers, certain games have chips. Thank you, Joe Biden. You just ruined the holidays for a lot of people because of that, because you're not addressing this problem. I think these things should be built here in America, and this should have been done a long time ago. We would not be having this problem if that were the case. Let's talk about some other stuff. Let's talk about, matter of fact, building things in America. Let's talk about what's going on in California right now, definitely with all the ships out there. We shouldn't be relying on other countries to get our stuff from them. Not all of them. Look, when it comes to a lot of this stuff, it should be built here in America. I'm always going to say that because guess what? It's going to help our economy. We don't have to rely on anybody else. Hey, common sense, guys. Think. That's what this is about, just common sense. And we've talked about it. And guys, that's what this show's based on. Let's also talk about, because of what's going on with the ships out there right now. I'm already hearing that, guess what? Grocery stores are starting to run low on groceries in certain states right now. That's a problem. That's a real problem. Also, that's going to be a problem because as these ships stay out there, guess what? We got the holidays coming up. Are we going to be able to get turkey? Are we going to be able to get food for our families for the holidays? I'm not sure. I'm hearing all kinds of rumors, guys. But you know me. I'm hearing rumors on that, but facts are facts. We know these ships are out there. Look, we got farmers here in the country right now. I'm sure we're going to be fine on some of the food right now. We've got truck drivers out there right now, which there is a shortage of truck drivers. But again, as always, I say it in every segment. I want to thank you for our truck drivers. You guys are doing a great job. For what I'm hearing right now, you guys are actually over there in California, a lot of you. You're sleeping in your truck, but there's not enough dock workers to go ahead and unload these ships. That's a problem. Let's talk about the Build Back Better program that Joe Biden's trying to do right now. In that program, he just talked about it. He was just talking about giving out more money. Well, where's this money coming from? Answer the question, guys. Where's the money coming from? It's coming from the taxpayers. Guess what? Taxes are going to go up. They're going to go skyrocket. Do you trust what they're doing right now? Look what's going on with gas. Look what's going on with everything we just talked about. Let's talk about China right now. Why is he not addressing China? Not one word about China. You know why? Let's talk about it. He's not addressing China right now because, guess what? He likes China. He's got a lot of ties, I'm hearing, with them. So let's talk about that. There's a lot of ties. We've already heard about his son, Hunter Biden, and that so-known computer and briefcase, and computer and everything else. But, again, that's been pushed under the table. Why? Why? It's very sad when you see this stuff going on because, guys, we know ourselves that this is a huge, huge problem out there. Let's talk about what else is going on. Let's talk about these vaccines. Look, the White House has been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for these vaccines because part of it was when Joe Biden started all this out, Yes, his polls were up because that was his one thing he was working on, I should say. He had that going for him because he kept talking about the vaccines, and Americans were going, yeah, we love the vaccines. Yeah, he's doing something right. Well, we all know that started with Trump and the programs there. But, again, Trump wouldn't have forced this upon anybody. Joe Biden's trying to force it upon everybody right now. And let me tell you something. It's not constitutional. Right now, you've got police officers out there. You've got nurses. You've got some doctors. You've also got some people such as some of the military people right now who want to leave. Look, you could go out there and look at it. They're out there. Nurses. Great. Last year, you guys were heroes. All of you. Guys, you're still heroes. You're still heroes to me and most of the American people. But let me tell you something. This is a problem because you cannot force the vaccines on people. I am not against vaccines. However, it is a person's choice. It's a person's choice. There are people out there who've been fully vaccinated. They're sick. They're dying. We're hearing about it. It can happen. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Look, as we talk about this tonight, there's a lot that's going on out there. And you guys, I'm really frustrated. That's why I haven't been on in a few days, because everything I keep hearing is over and over and over again. I mean, we've got right here in North Carolina, we've got our governor, which I'm not a fan of. I can go back and he's all for this Build Better program. He's all for spending money and everything else, just like all the Democrats are. I'm not a fan of him. Tom Tillis, I see him swaying back and forth. He goes one way, he goes another. He's kind of like Mitt Romney up there. That's why a lot of people aren't liking him right now. It's a problem. It is a serious problem. Let's talk about Cheney up there right now. All she keeps doing is talking about January 6th. Well, guess what? Let it go. And speaking of January 6th, we're going to play a segment here. It's about 5 minutes from Jim Jordan, who I actually think's great. I like him. However, I'm trying to find out what's going on with the impeachment of Joe Biden, because Green and a variety of them have brought that up and said they filed for articles of impeachment for Joe Biden. Haven't heard any more about it, guys. What's going on? Green, what's going on with that? We want to know. The American people want to know. At least keep us informed what's going on with that stuff, because I'm not seeing anything on Twitter or anything else out there from that. Please keep us informed. All right, guys, this is Jim Jordan speaking, and we're going to hear a little bit about this. Hold on. Let's go with this and play this.
Representative Cheney said, we can have an investigation or we can let it go uninvestigated. I mean, what a ridiculous statement. The FBI has been investigating this issue for the past, since it happened. Exactly where it's supposed to happen. 600 people have been charged. Investigations are supposed to happen in the executive branch. Congress has an oversight function, but Democrats don't want to do that. They don't want to ask the appropriate questions, like why was the security posture so weak that day? Why wasn't the National Guard here?
Look, I want to go into this just a little bit. First of all, I had some friends that were up there. They weren't even with each other. That day, they actually called me and told me what happened. That when the police up there, the police up there, they actually pulled the gates open and left the gates open. Why? And this thing should be gone right now. The reason why, and the reason why they're pushing this right now, the left up there, is because the only reason why is because they don't want Trump running again. They're doing everything they can right now to keep Trump from running. That's all they're focused on. They're focused on Trump bad, because they don't like that Trump actually did some good things. Not saying he was the best speaker sometimes, okay, but you know what? He attacked people when it was needed. He stood for the American people. Didn't attack them physically, guys, because I know some of you on the left, yeah, you're right, January 6th. No, that's not true. He said peacefully protest. Peacefully protest. Go out there and check out the video on it. Peacefully. Look it up in the dictionary for those of you on the left that don't know what that means. Yes, I'm making fun of you because you keep bringing this January 6th up. It wasn't a good day. We all admit that. But this is a problem. All they're trying to do is keep Trump from running again. And hey, if he runs, that's fine. I want the governor of Florida to run as well if he doesn't. Or I'd love to see the governor run as his VP, vice president. And then 4 years from now, then the governor of Florida run for president, because I guarantee he'll get in there. All right, let's continue.
They don't want to ask those questions. Instead, the actions of the January 6th committee, I believe, are a complete assault on Americans' liberty. There have been 4 batches of subpoenas issued. 4 batches. The one we're talking about today, Mr. Bannon, Mr. Meadows, Mr. Patel, Mr. Scavino. Second one to Mr. Clark, employee at DOJ, former employee at DOJ. The third batch to organizers of some other rally I didn't know about that happened that day. And then there's been subpoenas issued to 11 individuals, 11 American citizens, who asked the government for permission on an application to hold the Trump rally. Now think about this. They put their names on an application. The government asked them to do that. They give that application to the government granted it, and now the January 6th committee petitions them to ask them questions about exercising their First Amendment right to assemble.
Their First Amendment right to assemble. What's going on right now up there is they're trying to take the First Amendment away. We already know they're trying to take a Second Amendment away. That's another problem that we've talked about many, many times. Let's continue to hear what's going on.
Here's what they ask him about. Subpoena to those individuals, those 11 individuals, includes a demand for agenda and selection of speakers for the rally. They ask them for coordination of the speakers' respective speeches, discussions of content, and they ask them, think about this, communications with or concerning any member of Congress. So, if some of these individuals happen to talk to a member of Congress exercising their First Amendment liberty to petition their government to redress their grievances, wow, the January 6th committee wants to depose them on those kind of things.
Wow.
Some of these individuals are 20-some-year-old staffers. I mean, this is largely a clerical thing, but they filled out this application, setting out chairs, escorting people to their seats, plugging in microphones. No, they're gonna go after them. Even though the investigation the FBI is doing says, find scan evidence of any type of coordination. Here's what it says: violence was not centrally coordinated. This is the Reuters story. Oh, and here's the source. Here's the source on that story. Senior lawmakers have been briefed in detail on the results of the FBI's investigation so far. Find them credible. A Democrat congressional source said. So there is an investigation going on where it's supposed to happen in the executive branch. Oh, I forgot. One other thing the January 6th committee's done that I believe is a direct attack on liberty. They've sent letters to the carriers, the tech companies, asking that they, for hundreds and hundreds of Americans, according to news reports, asking that they preserve all communications of that individual for the past 6 months.
That's crazy.
And they told these companies, oh, by the way, don't let the person we're telling you to preserve information for, don't let them know, like the law requires, don't let them know that we've asked you to do this. And if you feel compelled to follow the law and tell them that this January 6th, that government is asking for this information to be preserved, if you feel compelled to tell us first. The old gag order concept. This is scary where they want to go and what they're doing.
It's very scary where they want to go. It is very scary. Look at what's going on. We're talking about socialism. I always say socialism really is just another word for communism. And that's what these young people do not realize because they're not old enough to remember what communism's about. They weren't here for the Cold War. I was. I've seen it. I grew up with it. Let me tell you something. When you look back on the history of Russia, China, what's going on, it was a nightmare, and they haven't gone away. Look at Cuba right now. Cuba doesn't want to be, and all the Cubans really want to get out of there. So that, this doesn't work. Socialism and communism do not work. So this is another issue that, again, is just a part of this. And it's steps. Remember, I've always said this. This is what they do. They take steps. They step 1 or 2 back. Then they take more steps. And then all of a sudden you'll be going, what the heck did I fall into? Wow, this is bad. Anyway, let's listen to the rest.
to Americans' constitutional rights. And finally, I would ask just this sort of fundamental question. How can you expect witnesses to participate when you wouldn't let Republicans participate in the committee? How can you do that?
Right. How can you?
We know what this is about. This is plain and simple. This is about they got nothing else to talk about. They got nothing else to talk. This is the worst administration in history.
Yep,
we went
it
from
is.
a secure border to complete chaos. Complete chaos. Every single month has been worse than the one before. March was the highest month on record for illegal crossings, illegal migrant encounters until April. April was the highest month until May. May was the highest month until June. June was the highest month until July. 212,000 that month alone. They got nothing else to talk about. We went from energy independence to the President of the United States begging OPEC to increase production. They can't talk about that. No, they're going to use this committee to attack American citizens' liberties, fundamental First Amendment rights. We went from relatively safe streets to violent crime up in every major urban area in this country. Can't talk about that. Can't address those problems that real Americans care about. Nope. We're going to assault Americans' First Amendment rights. Can't talk about inflation.
Guess what? Yes, you can. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Don't back down. Continue to talk about this. Talk about the failures of Joe Biden in Afghanistan. We are Americans. We will not back down off of this. We will continue to talk about this. Talk about this with your family, your neighbors. Bring it to their attention. Definitely get them to understand what's really going on here. Definitely get them to understand. And remember, we only got a year left. Let's get out there and vote. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. Here, let's play the rest of this.
Real wages gone down. Can't talk about that. Supply chain problems. Empty shelves in the stores. Can't talk about that. Nope. Gonna go after this. I hope every single Republican votes against this. I hope some Democrats decide that this is not how it's supposed to work. We just had a decision last year. The Mazur, these guys are obsessed with going after President Trump. We just had a decision in the Mazur case last year that says this is not how it's supposed to work. Slap back Congress because they wanted to get information that they weren't entitled to. They don't do the investigations, the executive branch does.
Anyway, so as we just heard from Jim Jordan, who I think is one of the greatest ones up there. Thank you, Jim Jordan, for that. Definitely helped everybody understand, I hope, what's really going on, which I keep mentioning and mentioning. Look, this is a serious problem. He even talked about shortages on shelves, grocery stores. That's what's going to continue to happen. It's scary. Guys, you're seeing this. You're seeing these restaurants. You're seeing these grocery stores. Guess what? You're seeing this constantly where they're asking for help. We need help. We don't have enough employees because guess what? A lot of people are still getting money. This is a major problem. These guys got to go. It's time to vote them out. It's time to kick them out of office. It's time to impeach them. I definitely agree that Joe Biden, Harris, and Nancy Pelosi, all of them should be out of office right now. They should be impeached. Definitely. And I do call out Senator Green, Senator Green right now. Green, what's going on seriously with the impeachment? We heard you speaking about it, and I'm a fan of yours, but I want to see some action on this. A lot of us keep asking about this. You know, you guys said you followed articles of impeachment, but we haven't heard anything about this. Why? I know when Trump was getting impeached, how many times? 3 times? Jeez. And one of them wasn't even legal. None of them, in my opinion, were. But, however, that was brought up. Boom. That was out there so quick because the Democrats moved quick on it. Why aren't you guys moving quick on this and getting things done? That's what I'm asking you guys. So, please, guys, you guys out there, definitely go out there. Reach out to Green. Reach out to these people. Call them instead. Email them. Go on Twitter. Ask them. Just bombard them what's going on with this. Definitely ask them because they're working for you. I believe it. I believe they have some good cause here, but I need to see action. There's always a thing that I've always said. I want to see action. That is proof. Talk is cheap. When you're talking, it's just lip service. Your lips are moving, you're lying. I'm not saying that's the case with them, but if I don't see action, this is the case with them at that point. So again, we want to see some action. Just tell us what's going on. Keep the American people and the world informed, because the world's upset with what's going on right now with Joe Biden and the radical left. You hear it all the time. Trust me, there are a lot of leaders out there just dying to get him out of office. They are waiting and waiting and waiting until he's out of office and everything goes back to normal, because it is hurting not just the country, it hurts the world when this goes on. Guys, definitely a lot going on this holiday season with Christmas, Thanksgiving, one of my favorites, Halloween, which I'm going to go work on that a little bit because I do a lot for the kids, and then I do a lot for the kids also at Christmas. But guys, definitely do what I'm asking out there. Definitely go out there. Reach out to these people. Reach out to Tillis even. Because I'm not a fan. That's why I'm running for Senate. I'm gearing up to run for Senate because I want to definitely go after his spot. It's going to be a couple years before I could do that, but I'm working on it right now. And guys, I need support. I need your help. My YouTube channel, like I said, it's getting a few. I don't have much out there. My podcast is going crazy. A lot of people love listening to podcasts. I'm on TikTok now. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm all over the place right now. So definitely check me out. Go to my website, www.just-markcommonsense.com. Email me. Check me out on TikTok. I'm out there as well. I can't believe I have actually said that, but it's interesting. I'm getting a lot of people from TikTok, too, starting to respond. That's interesting. It's definitely an interesting site. And kind of a lot of things out there on TikTok, though. I see some things that are good, some things that are conspiracy theory, which I listen to and just laugh at. But guys, understand what's really going on out there. Do your research, do the right thing. And let's talk one more time about the border right now. We know it's a mess down there. Why aren't they talking about COVID in the border? Because they want to get these people in here because they don't want to have voter ID. We've talked about it before many times over. And this needs to go away. And then I need to start focusing on North Carolina more, what's going on here as well. We're going to be talking about that in the next couple weeks, what I can do for North Carolinians here and see what I can do for you guys, because I definitely want some feedback. I don't want to be on the radical side. I'm not that way. I try my best to be somewhat neutral, but it's hard to be neutral when you got a lot of the radical left. And like I've said, even some people on the left, if you're not happy with your party, Jerry and I have said this before, get out of the party. Doesn't mean you need to go Republican. Just go to another party. That's all we're saying. There's so much more I can talk about tonight, but you guys will get bored real quick. No, I'm kidding. Definitely check everything out. Guys, as always, we're going to thank our law enforcement right now, what you guys are going through, especially I'm hearing it with these forced vaccines. That is totally up to you, in my opinion. You should be allowed to do what you want to do. It's not right for forced vaccines upon people. I am not happy about this, and a lot of people we're going to lose out there because they're going to quit law enforcement. And then what's going to happen when crime goes up? Yeah, guys, you're still our heroes. Remember that. You are our heroes. And we're looking at you. The American people look at you as our heroes no matter what. Same thing with the military right now. We know what's going on with the failure in Afghanistan. Again, thank you for everything you guys do. Again, a lot of military people are trying to not take this vaccine. A lot of military people are talking about leaving because of this. This is a problem. And again, nurses, doctors, I've actually heard from a few that want to leave as well because of forced vaccines. It's their choice. We already know people that are vaccinated are getting sick. Some are dying. Unvaccinated people are sick and dying as well. It's your choice, though. I'm not against vaccines, but what I am against is being forced upon people. You can't force and you can't let government take over. Reagan said it before. Reagan has said it. When government gets too big, that's a problem. When they start taking over, that's a problem. Reagan, you had a great line Reagan had. Definitely said that. And guys, I do want to thank our truck drivers again out there for all you do. You guys are doing a great job. I do want to thank our first responders. I just talked about you guys. Guys, you're going down. You're doing a great job. You guys are going down in history as doing such a great job. You're our heroes as well. What's going on out there with our first responders? We definitely thank you guys for what's going on. And we know COVID is down right now. Oh, yeah, COVID is down. I've talked to doctors and hospitals and all. It's not like it was. I said it from the get-go. I said this Delta variant was going to spread fast. Of course, people are going to be in the hospitals. Half of them were scared. They ran to the emergency room, which probably wasn't the right thing to do because when you get there, you get more COVID and you spread it. But that's what happened, and I'm seeing the numbers drop more and more. And the death rate, obviously, people are going to die from COVID and they'll die from the flu and all kinds of stuff. That just happens. But again, I always say we got to focus on China on that one because definitely I think this thing was lab-made. Some people, very few people disagree with me now. I've got a lot more people agreeing with me on that. But also do want to thank our farmers out there, guys. We know you're going through a lot, and there's going to be a lot going on. We're definitely going to need your help. A lot of help from you guys, the truck drivers right now. You guys are going to have to get together and work on this. There's going to be all kinds of stuff with gas prices going up. We're hearing about it. Again, let's thank our truck drivers for getting out there and delivering the gas and doing what they can do. Although I said we shouldn't have taken that pipeline and closed that pipeline because guess what? We're relying on other countries because of this. Should not be doing that. We should be relying on just the U.S. Some things from other countries I get. And again, we need to sell things to other countries. I do get some of this. But again, thanks for everything you guys do. And as always, God bless you. God bless America. And check out everything I said. Check out my podcast, YouTube, all that stuff as well. And take care and have a great, great night. And have great, great holidays coming up. Guys, and I will say this. I got to say this. I've done it myself. Pull yourself away from the news sometimes. Pull yourself away from social media sometimes. Definitely do that. Give yourself a couple days break. Give it like 3 to 4 or 5 days break sometimes. You need to do that. Don't focus on it every day because all it's going to do is get you into a negative position, and then you're going to hate people. You're going to hate going and doing things. You're just going to be miserable about it. Just pull away. Try to have your normal life. Go out there. Enjoy your family. Don't talk about politics when you're out there sometimes. I said talk about my stuff, but when it's appropriate. Spend time with your family and pull yourself away from the news and stuff sometimes and just get your head together and then come back at it and then pull back away from it because the holidays are very important what's coming up. Christmas is huge. Thanksgiving and many other holidays out there. Again, be with your family. Take care, be safe, and God bless you. And thanks for listening. Have a great night.